kill the music. Thank you, Brian. Amazing. Hope you guys are doing really well. Hopefully you enjoyed or absolutely were blown away. If it was your first conference on the weekend, I know I did say to every single one of you guys, if you didn't, if coming to conference was a waste of time, you could come and find me and spill your drink on me, which didn't happen this conference, nor has it ever happened before. But hopefully you guys now understand why getting to conference is a non-negotiable. It was an incredible event. Big shout out to all those that were involved, and super excited. I'm just, I'm pumped about what comes after an incredible event after that. Tonight, we want to raise up a couple of our incredible performers over the last 12 months. We're actually going to quickly spend some time with our two rookies of the year. We're going to spend a couple of minutes with our new rookies of the year. So pumped about that. And then we have, guess what? Just as you guys are just getting over your hangover from conference and all the excitement, as you guys probably heard, there's another event only about 3.5 months away, Game Plan. So we're going to give you guys all the details to Game Plan. And then the last thing we're going to do tonight before we go into breakouts is, what do we do with all this information? What do you do with all this inspiration that's going on? And really, how do I turn this into an epic investment? We want to turn what you've experienced over the last 48 hours, last 72 hours, whatever it was for you. We want to help you guys turn it into an epic investment. That's what it should be. It should be a great investment for you moving forward. That's what we're committed to, you guys, that you really get bang for your buck out of the back of conference. And it doesn't become, like I said on stage the other day, it doesn't become a peeing in a wetsuit experience. Right now, you're all warm and fuzzy. But the reality is, after a week or so, that fuzziness that warm feeling can definitely fade away. And so we want to help you guys make the most of what's being created and moving forward. So let's talk about a couple of FOMOs in the chat. I'm guessing all those that have got a little bit of FOMO will never miss a big event ever again. And the cool thing is, we have a brand new event on the calendar that we're excited to bring back and share with you guys tonight. So, it's okay to be selfish, to be selfless. I love that. Don't wait for tomorrow. Do it today. I love it. I'm just going to read out some of the takeaways from the weekend. Everything is going to be okay. How good was Michael Crossan, by the way? What an incredible speaker. One of the most powerful speakers I've ever experienced personally. That it's my duty to shine, to give other permissions to do the same. It could be worse. You could have a stick in the balls. Yes, that was probably the statement of the weekend. I agree, Em. That was amazing. A few more FOMOs. Take action now. It's bigger than me. Inspired. What inspired? It was everything. Don't try to be someone else. Be the best damn version of yourself. Take away. Give to someone who can never give it back. Amazing. I love that too, Mel. Community like no other from conference. I agree. Nicole, magnificent connection. No lag time. Be the hero your children seek. I was inspired by Michael. Love the community. So inspiring. Don't listen to the itty bitty shitty committee. Yes, I love that one too. So many cool taglines here. Hope you guys are all somehow copying these. And these could be great posts over the next 3 months, maybe. No regret. You only live once, but inspired, grateful. Don't play it safe. No regrets. Honing on your avatar and what they need, the pain they have, what are they thinking, feeling, what problems do they need solving. Don't wait to implement the lessons learned. Get into it straight away. I'm going to stop on that one because that little statement was from our rookie of the year here in Australia. And we wanted to acknowledge, especially those top 4 results getters. Mel Hobers, if you are there, I'd love you to come off mute, buddy, and you'll come to the top of my list. Hey, buddy, I want to say, first of all, so deserving. Congratulations on being Australia's Rookie of the Year. How are you, Rockstar?
Yeah, I've lost my voice, but not, can I just say, not from the drinking, because I barely had a drop. Just the screaming and recognition for so many amazing people. over 3 days. I don't know about you guys, but I was just on my feet every time someone got recognized for something. I absolutely love that part of what we do.
Yeah, and it
So
was your second conference, so it wasn't your first. You started in
yeah.
April 2022, if I'm correct, or something
Yep.
like that. It was your second conference. Tell me, what did you love about conference this year round, first and foremost?
I think having it as my second, first one, you kind of go in not knowing what to expect. You've got that excitement and nerves, and let's be honest, overwhelming sense of this is huge, everyone's amazing. And I was really excited to go into this one, having experienced my first and just being able to absorb, even though this was completely different to last year, I found it a lot more intimate, a lot more focused on bringing everyone together, which I really loved. And I just was a sponge and absorbed so much stuff. I think I cried more this year than I've ever cried, and I'm a crier, so that was huge.
Love it. I love it. Love it. And so, Mel, let's talk about Rookie of the Year. Such an incredible achievement to win Rookie of the Year here in Australia, and so deserving. You know, you obviously achieved Port Douglas earlier. You've been leading from the front. But I know many people walk away and go, I really want to make the most out of this commitment that I had out of conference. Tell us, what are the one or two top tips that you can give these guys that has helped you be in the position of Rookie of the Year?
When you asked me that like 15 minutes ago, the first thing that came to mind is getting really clear on your why, guys. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you in this space? What have you got to gain from this? Who does it help by you being here and spending this time? And for me, a lot of you have heard a little snippet of that initial why. And that is still very much what anchors my why, but it has evolved over the last 12 months. It's expanded a lot. But just, yeah, spending that time, whether it be on your own or even maybe talking it out with your upline or a sideline or just a friend about why you're here. Because if you don't have that anchor, if you don't have that stake in the ground, like Adam often says, you're just going to be going around in circles. Nothing's going to make any sense. Nothing's going to feel worth it. So just getting, really, really clear on why you're here and what you want from this space. And another one would really just be to leaning into the community that we have. We're not meant to be doing this on our own or by ourselves. And even if you're confident in doing something, we have this incredible bunch of people, not just our incredible APAC leaders, our uplines, our sidelines, head office. We are so blessed to have such an incredible community around us, that we're just not meant to do it by ourselves. So just really encourage everyone to not be afraid to ask 1,000 questions, because that's me. I'm that person that will email head office, or I'll ring head office, or I'll message Celeste 8,000 times a day just to get clear on something so that I feel confident in doing it. And then the rest of it just feels easier. Really, the only other thing is to do the work. You're not going to get anywhere if you don't do the work. Whether that be a little bit each day, more on some days. No one else can do this for you. And you can whinge and complain about, I want to be there, I want to achieve that. But if you're not doing the work to get there, it's never going to happen.
Love it, love it, love it. And tell us a little bit of inspo. What have you set as a target to walk the stage as 2024 Brisbane?
Well, NMD would be amazing, but it's not that it's not set this. I haven't actually thought about that in great depth. My next goal, I like to break it down, which I know I've certainly got the bigger goals and the more stretched dreams, but my next one is actually broken down into 3 months from now. And that's NMD school. So that means achieving SSC by a certain date. To be able, that's how my brain works. It breaks things down into a step-by-step thing. I've still got the bigger goal and the bigger dream, but how do I get to that? I reverse engineer it, and that's what this will take. So
love it.
Yeah.
Love it. How many guys would love to go and hang out with Mel and the rest of the NMD school attendees, who's got that on their radar, I would say I'd be like, man, I'm going to hang out with her and the other leaders that are moving the needle. So again, big congratulations, mate. Super proud of you. And again, no surprise, because I see the level that she turns up here in her commitment. Monya, are you there? Our rookie of the year in New Zealand. When I messaged her 15 minutes ago, she said, I just walked in the door from coming home from conference, Adam. And I said, we'd like to celebrate you and have you on here for just a minute. So Monya, stay there. I'm going to spotlight you. How are you, Rockstar?
I'm good, thanks. And you? Tired, but
Oh, that's okay. That's what
Yeah.
happens when you become a rock star. So big congratulations on being New Zealand's Rookie of the Year. You must be super proud.
I am. I honestly am. I didn't think I would be able to do it, but I've done it. So yes.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Tell us your 1 or 2 top tips for these guys, and what has had you be in this position of winning New Zealand Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. So like Mal said, definitely your why is always your biggest thing, why you've joined this business. And that's just what I kept telling myself every month. I had it written in my little notebook and stuff in why did I join this business and all. So one thing I've done is also the biggest thing for me is consistency. So I do my DMOs every day. So I don't know if everyone know what DMOs is, but it's daily method of operation. So I've got my things that I do every single day, and there's not one day that goes past where I do not do them. So there's not one day that goes past where I do not spend time on my business. It doesn't matter where I am or what I'm doing. I always make time for my business. So that I think is the biggest thing for me is consistency is key. And another thing as well is a lot of time people, they don't get the results they want and they give up. So one thing I could say is to never give up. Your business is a roller coaster. You're going to have ups and you're going to have downs. It's going to happen. But a lot of people, they go up and then they go down and they decide, okay, I'm quitting. It's not for me. So I would say don't give up. And that's one thing I learned about conference. Everyone that's up there, PMDs Plus, they all started where we started, at the bottom. And another thing that I learned is success comes from failure. You have to fail to become successful. You have to learn from those mistakes and those failures to help you to get where you want to be. And that's the biggest thing that I learned from conference. And another thing as well is, like Mal said as well, is ask. I message Bianca probably 10 times a day asking questions, because I would rather ask than do something I'm not supposed to. And I mean, we're all still learning. All of us learn still every day. So there's a lot of stuff you're not going to know. So I would say ask. If you don't know, ask. So yes, that's what I can say.
I love it. And so tell us, Monya, goals for the next 12 months. Have you had time to sit down, think about it? Have you decided what you're going to walk the stage as conference next year?
Yes, so I am already starting saving for the next conference, and I'm hoping to walk there as the next NMD. My next goal is to reach NMD school. I really want to go to NMD school. So I'm working now towards that, and then I can go for the big NMD one. So yes, for now, it's just to get to NMD school.
I love it. I love it. And so I'm going to get you to do one thing with me, Monya. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I want you to say your goal one more time, but in a different way. I want you to drop the word I hope.
Oh, yes,
So
I am.
I want you to say it with conviction. Tell me about your goals for 2024 and what are you going to walk the stage as next year?
I am going to walk as an NMD.
Yes, girl. Yes, girl. So I want you guys to catch language, because language is everything, right? And even the best of the best, our rookie here, just catching and saying, hey, I'm not going to talk like that anymore. That I'm gonna catch myself. I'm gonna talk in a space that, like, it's already done. Because girl, you can do it. I got no doubt. You're an absolute rock star in the making, and I can't wait to see you and celebrate you as an NMD on stage in Brisbane in 2024. It's going to be amazing. Thank you so much for jumping on. I know.
Thank you.
And if this is the low vibe version of you, I'm scared of the high vibe version of you.
Well, you know Bianca May, so.
And who's Bianca May? I only know Monya.
Don't tell her that.
Be the best you, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know about has been, but let's be careful of that. So thank you so much for jumping on. Appreciate
You're
you.
welcome.
And just I want to say this. Treat your business like you are the next rookie coming through the ranks. You know, one thing that I heard from both those girls is that they're leaning on their support all the time. Are you leaning on the support that's available to you? Are you staying close to the fire? And I think the other thing that I hear very, very strongly in all those that did walk the stage and kick some big goals in the last 12 months is certainly that magic word, and that's deciding, not hoping, not praying, not wishing, but deciding that this is your time, that you're going to do the things that you have decided to do. I know one of the things that I'm really excited about coming out of conference next year is going to be epic, but those that did miss out on conference, or those that got the buzz of conference and like, freaking hell, events are amazing and I need to get as many people in the room as possible, is I'm super excited to say the game plan is back, baby. It is back, and we can't wait to have game plan in October. Yes. So I'm going to get Ant on. Welcome, Ant. I know the lads are in charge tonight. Welcome, buddy.
Rightly so. Let's bring it, boys. Good to be in front of you guys. I'm excited, but one thing I'm really passionate about, and I shared it on stage, is having people inspired, not motivated. And so, you know, there is a crisis sometimes after conference where people are like, they almost get depression or the blues because they're like, oh, I need it. I need that thing. And we do. We want to go fill up on it. But I want to make sure you're empowered so that you are at the cause end of your inspiration every single day. So I'm going to run through a little acronym I came up with a few years ago, and it's called I'm Brave. So I want you to write down the letters IMBRAVE. I'm brave. And so the I stands for in. In meaning inspired, meaning input, meaning influence. And so I remember learning computers, and it was garbage in, garbage out. And most of us are just not protective of what goes in our mind. The reality of our life is what's going on in our mind. And so you want to make sure what you're putting in, you're flooding your mind, you're brainwashing yourself in a good way. And so is that podcast? Is that books? Is that inspiring YouTube clips? Is it watching NMD speeches? But you want to absolutely flood your mind and make sure what you're putting in is conscious. And to catch yourself, there's no room for the negativity. There's no room for distraction. You almost want to become obsessed, where you just have this tunnel vision and what it is you want to create. So that's the I. And so if you are inspired and you are fluent and you're clear on what you want to create, now you have influence. And that alone, people will be attracted to you. So if you are of influence, you will have influence on the inside, you have influence on the outside. So the M is for motion. The reason most of you guys feel so damn good at conference is you moved your asses, right? You dance, you were moving, like it was the vibe of that. And so I'm a big fan on making sure your motion causes the emotion that you want. It's not what you're saying, it's not what you're messaging in your business, it's how you feel about it. And if you've got motion to that, I love what Angie's done and got a walking, like a treadmill at her desk. I love that. You don't have to go and get a treadmill, but it's really powerful to make sure that you're doing some sit-ups, some push-ups, some burpees, something like that. You're into it. You know, you've got motion behind what you're doing. And part of that, I love what Amanda and Jared did on stage, where you want to up level. You want to make sure you've got motion in your daily habits because you are inspiring healthy living around the globe. So that's the M. The B is for breath. In that closed eye meditation that we did at the end of Kate and Mai's little piece, I must have said, breathe in, take another breath in, take another breath in. If that's all I did, you would have felt amazing. And so I urge you to have some kind of daily breathing practice that's conscious. And so it could be Wim Hof, it could be pranayama, it could be, I don't care. There's so many ratios. The fact is, if you oxygenate your body, you're going to think clearer, you're going to feel better. And your inspiration, when you're inspired, it goes with the in, it goes with the M. So we're building on here. That's the B. The R is resonate. And so we spoke about if you're tuning in at a frequency of despair, worry, guilt, you know, what could go wrong? I hope it's okay, compared to love, vision, clarity, wealth, abundance. So you want to make sure the frequency and resonation, the other part of that is music, right? The reason we love to dance and move is it gets us vibrating. So you want to be again at the cause end of what that is. I'll make sure the playlist from conference is available to you guys. So if you liked any of those particular songs, you've got that there. And that'll have a lot of cues to the emotions that you got from that room. The A, Adam covered it. It's affirmations. It's what we're saying to ourselves. And I don't like affirmations where we just pick something random. You want to choose something that's the antonym to what you say. So if someone's saying, oh, I really struggle, I want to stop struggling, and that's a common language pattern for them, you want to choose what's the opposite of struggling. You put in the comments for me, what's opposite of struggling that comes to mind for you? Thriving. So I'm thriving. Yeah, I'm in flow. So you want to start to think about what are the things that I say to myself on a habitual basis that put me into a low vibration? And what's the opposite of that, and how we give it the positive so the affirmations that you're saying are pertinent to what you want to create. So that's your A. And so if you've got, I don't want a whole list of affirmations. I just want something you can say to yourself to get you in state to be on the wavelength of your Y. So that's the A. The V is vision. And we've covered it. Your V is your vision, it's your Y, and it's not something you do once. You've got to take your mental muscle to the gym. And so it's something you do every day. And so if you're in this state where you're making sure what you're putting in, you're moving your body, you're going through some kind of breath work, you're resonating because you've got some kind of music going, you've got some affirmations, now you're in that perfect state to have your vision. And so you want to go through this several times a week. And I love doing this kind of work first, then stepping down to your desk. Because how you feel and what you're putting out there and the frequency and ideas, names come to your head. And I just have found over the years, I get a much better bang for buck for the time I'm doing the DMI. So yeah, so resonate. V is for vision. E is for illicit, not I illicit as in illegal drugs. E, illicit as in writing down. So you want to write down. So as you start to harness your vision, you want to start to write down these things. As you start to get ideas about maybe the place you want, different experiences you want to have, I urge you to write that down. The other thing, so E-L-I-C-I-T, illicit. It's kind of to draw out. So you're drawing out ideas. You're drawing out what's on your heart, what's in your mind, but being at the cause end of that. But you want to put pen to paper because thoughts are still abstract. As soon as you put that and you write it on paper, it's physical now. Some people like digital stuff. I like physical. I like journals. So illicit. The other thing that's really great, and this is what Lauren took us through for the NMDs on the meeting before conference. What are you grateful for? What has Juice Plus allowed you to do, to create, to become, to have? And maybe just answer that now in the comments. What are you grateful for? And it's a really good place. And so if you ask yourself that question every single day, and we have a habit at our dinner table, our kids start us off, what are you grateful for today? And if you're starting from gratitude, and remember when we did the closed eye process, how you put your hand on your heart and you thanked your heart and you got grateful first. When you're in gratitude, you're at a perfect frequency with your head and your heart to cast vision. So I just want to give you that little acronym really quickly so that you can be at the cause end of your emotions each day. And we are now going to go through, as Adam said, what is this thing called game plan? Now, can you see my screen? Can you see game plan? Oh, amazing. So the first thing, it's October 7, and I shared this as one of our strategies to grow our business. It's getting as many people to the next big event as we could. My team are sick of hearing from me. You're sick of hearing from your leader. But you heard stories in that room on the weekend that no one in your team could have shared. And so the more stories, the more experiences you can expose your team to, the better chance they're going to catch a bigger vision, catch a bigger why. It does all the heavy lifting for you. It compresses time, it compresses experience, and it really allows the growth of your business where you don't have to become anything super special. So tickets are on sale now. You can get tickets right now. I'm going to put the link to this in the comments when I stop sharing. It is juiceplusgameplan.com.au. One ticket's 97, 3 basically comes to about 87. Now, if you buy your ticket before the 10th of July, why the 10th of July? Because we get paid. Is it a smart thing to do to reinvest the first portion of your check back into your business? Yes or yes, as Jared likes to ask. Absolutely, super smart. And so that's there. Now, if you do that before the 10th of July, people like Ange, people like Kate, they are always at the cutting edge of what's going on with social media. And they've been doing courses on AI. And it can be scary, it can be daunting if we don't understand it. But is it inevitable that it's going to be here? And it's a game changer. In my experience, when we got started with this business, the number of messages I might need to send to get someone to watch a link, I reckon has gone up at least 3, 4, 5 times. You've got to do more work. But guess what? With technology, that just took a tenth of what we have to do physically ourselves. So if you stay on technology and you stay on top of it, you can still have the same kind of numbers because it's doing a lot of the work for you. So they're going to put on a masterclass on the cutting edge stuff, what's happening, simplify it for you. So at the end of that, you know how to condense time. You know how to get the outcomes that you need from this business for a fraction of the man hours. Sounds good? So, as we also said, incentives are amazing. It's an amazing carrot there to help direct our energy and our focus. And so I remember that trip, Hamilton Island, where we're sitting in the cafe and Adam and Linda and all that, they're out there on their little catamaran, and I was pissed. And I was but that was the line in the sand to go, I'm never missing an incentive again. Could you go book your own boat and have a boat trip? Absolutely. But the magic that happens when you're with a group of people who have strived for something and you're celebrating it together, and the camaraderie and the conversations and the growth that happens. Setting and achieving a goal is not about the goal. It's the person you become as you strive for it. And so this incentive, it's the day after game plan. It's a beautiful luxury yacht. And so how do we get on there? This is how you score points. This will be available to you guys, but you want to take some notes. For every PV from your personal customers, it's worth 1 point. Okay, so if you, I'll show an example in just a moment. So that's the first way, getting customers. That's a really good action to take. The second one is getting teams. So if you get a team member and they've got an order, you get 750 points. If one of your frontline team gets a promotion, that's 1,000 points. And so a cumulative between those 3 actions, you want to get to 15,000 points. So if you remember for Port Douglas, it was about 20,000 over a little bit longer qualifying. So this is Please listen. This is from the 1st of June. When was that? 2 weeks ago. So if you started this month strong and you've already got any of those things happening, you're already on the board, baby. So we're rewarding action, okay? So the key is to keep going with this. So the qualification 1st of June through to the 30th of September. Now, for this month, there's double points for customers. Double points for customers. So for example, a new personal customer order of premium capsules, which is usually 460 PV, you're going to get double that. So it'll be 920. So what's your focus out of those 3 actions? Well, you want to do them all, but if there's to be a bigger focus, it would be getting customer orders. That's where you can get double bang for buck, okay? So anything you've done from the 1st of June is double points for customers, and anything through to the end of this month. Hope that's clear. Now, just on that, it's going to be first in, best dress. So on a boat, there's limited capacity, right? There's going to be about 50 to 60. We'll be clear with that. But it's the first people past the post of that 15,000. That's a little bit different to Port Douglas, because as soon as the numbers are gone, they're gone. So who for Port Douglas didn't really start getting into action until January, February? Definitely me, mostly February. I think most of our points came in the last 4 weeks. If you leave it to that, there may be no more spots left. So this is the kind of thing, it's first past the post. It'll be about probably the first 60 people to have accumulated that 15,000 points. Then on top of that, for the top 8 people, we're going to put together, when I say we, I know I get to share this, I get to release this. This is not us, this is all of your leaders who have put this together and are going to come together to provide this amazing event. And so we're going to put together a VIP experience for the top 8 people, because I know there's some somewhat competitive people out there. It won't be enough just to get the 15,000. They're going to want that little bit extra. So that's it, guys. And the last thing I want to leave you with is business is relationships, right? Business is relationships. If you don't have a relationship, you don't have a business. Relationships is conversations. You think about, to have a relationship with someone, you've got to have a conversation. And conversations win. The person who has the most conversations that are highest quality is the person who does well in this business. So these are the little mantras that I had that as I'd go through the business. When you talk about affirmations, this is the thing I'd focus on. Business is relationships, relationships is conversations. Person is the most conversations wins. How do I get into more conversations? And then once I got good at the conversations, how could I escalate that to put them in front of the opportunity? And so my little thing was, a link a day makes the shitty job go away. A link a day will make my shitty job go away. And I just wouldn't go to bed until I'd got a link to someone. And obviously I'd gone through the process that they were qualified, that they wanted that link. So that's me, team. I'm so excited about this. Yeah, Kimberly's put the link in there. Go ahead, click on that. So I'm going to hand back to Adam just to talk about, well, what's possible between now and game plan, and what's possible between now and the next conference.
Awesome. Thanks, Ant. I appreciate you guys pulling this together. I will say this, Kate and Ant have done more work than anyone else about pulling together game plan, and I want to make sure they get credit for that. So thank you so much, guys, for finding the venue and organizing this. It's going to be amazing. Just, I'd love you guys to put a 5 in the chat if you're like, I need to be at game plan, and you're like, we're there. Like, how good was it? And I would say this, you know, for me personally, I can tell you guys with game plan, I'm already like, I'm buying not 1 ticket, I'm buying 3 tickets at least, because I'm already thinking about, I've got 2 people I'm going to sponsor in the next 3 months, and I'm going to make sure that they get brain damage and that they come to game plan with me. I'm going to make sure I've got one person on my left arm and one person in my right arm, and I'm going to get some new people in the room at game plan. And so I hope that you guys see the power of these big events and say, you know what, I know it's powerful for me to be in the room, but what's even more powerful, if you really want to take your business to the next level, is I've got to get other people to experience this as well. That I want to tell you guys, there are 3 things that drive your business more than anything in this space. There are 3 things that drive your business: new team and customers. Without new team and customers, that's an important part of our business. The second is helping people get those first couple of promotions done, helping people drive and get those early wins to build them belief. That's one of the 2 of the top 3 things that will drive your business. But the third thing is events, making sure that you're in the room, making sure that your people are in the room also. If you're at the event, guess what? You give people the opportunity to be at the event also. And I know that for true, because I know that the people that weren't in the room, guess what? Their team probably weren't in the room either. And so we know how powerful these events are. And again, there is a reason, there is method to our madness, guys, why we are putting on an event in 90 days time. There is good reason for that. So I want to hope that you guys just grab it, get organized, and just make it happen, and then say who are you going to bring with you. The one thing I want to spend just like literally 5 minutes with you guys before I hand it over to Lauren, and she's going to really just give you guys a little bit of a just get you a little organized moving forward coming out of conference. And I want to ask you guys just a couple of questions tonight. I think it's easy to get your eyes full of stars, and it's easy to get excited and be, feel like, just, oh, this is amazing and I can't wait and I want to do stuff. But what is it that you want to do? I really want to help you guys get clear on that. When you think about what could be done over the next 12 months, one thing is what's possible in the next 12 months. Often people will say to me, what is possible, Adam? What could I do in the next 12 months? Well, anything is possible. Just ask Brian Marsh. When Brian Marsh started this business, he showed me stuff that I didn't think was possible. So anything is possible, but I'm also very conscious of trying to help you guys set some realistic expectations for what could be possible in the next 12 months based on your time, energy, and effort that you want to put into this. What I can say hand on heart is if growing this business, if rank advancing at least 2 or 3 times is something that you'd like to do in the next 12 months, I want to tell you that every single one of you guys on this call could do that. Every single one of you on this call could rank advance at least 2 or 3 times in the next 12 months. We often overestimate what we can do in a short period of time. And so let's talk about the next 3 months as we lead into game plan. The great thing about game plan, there's a really cool checkpoint to set. You guys want to understand that this business is like running a marathon. I said that to a few people. They said, Adam, how do I break it down and do that? And I said, well, first of all, this is a marathon. And when I was a personal trainer and I was helping people do running events like a marathon, half marathon, I would never get them to focus on the finish line. I would always say that you want to break it down into about 4 or 5 chunks. And so my advice for you is to break this down the next 12 months into like 4 chunks, right? Think about where would you love this to be in the next 12 months? And hand on heart, we talk about rank advances, but if creating an extra income is something that you want to do, that turning this into an extra $1,000, $2,000, or $4,000 extra a month in the next 12 months, that I truly believe that is possible. Now, could you do more than that? Yes, I can give you lots of examples of people that have been able to turn this into bigger than that in a 12-month period. But again, I really want to be conscious of not setting unrealistic expectations for yourself, that you put heaps of pressure on it. And the first thing is just deciding no matter what, I'm going to do it. I talked to a couple on the weekend at Gala, and they said to me, we're going to really, by conference next year, we're really committed in getting this thing done. And I forget what position they said, but we want to do that. And I said, first of all I want you to do is just do one thing. The one thing that every single leader, every single person that walked the stage and presented their NMD speech, there was one word every single one of them said, and that was decide. Decide what you're going to do in the next 12 months. Just decide it. Catch your words, catch your verbiage. When you start saying, I'm going to try, I hope, I want you to just catch yourself in that moment. Maybe you get a little band, flick yourself on the wrist, and then say it again the way that you know that you're meant to say it. Just catch yourself. We all have language patterns, right? And I want to help you guys just in that moment to say, stop saying I'm going to hope, or I'm going to try, or do that, and just say, I'm doing it. I am, I can, I will. I love that, Celeste. No surprise, one of our top partners of the year just shared that, right? And we've seen her transformation. So again, it's just deciding to say, you know what, in the next 12 months, I would love to get this to an extra $2,000 a month, an extra $3,000, $4,000 a month. I don't think it's crazy for you to decide on that. The next thing is about reverse engineering. And what I know is, and I've got, I've been blessed to have some highly successful people around me in life that have got nothing to do with Juice Plus. But one of the things, one of the most financially successful people that I know often says to me that first 3 months is critical. The first 3 months is an opportunity to really get ahead of the line. You guys watch the Olympic Games and the swimmers are going down the pool. You notice the one, if you can just stay in front of the world record line, as soon as that world record line gets in front of you, it's almost like, man, it's going to be hard to catch that line again. So I want you to treat your Juice Plus business like that as well, is to come out of the blocks over the next 3 months while you've got this feeling, this emotion that's going on, while you're inspired right now, is to make the most of it and keep the nitrous going. Right now your socials are blowing up. People are wondering what you're up to right now. This is your moment. You've been able to collect a whole bunch of, bits and pieces that create curiosity. Now's the time to double down. Not to mention double points going into game plan around customers. What could you do to get way ahead of the world record line over the next 3 months? And so I would say that right now, this might be one of your goals. If you're not yet a senior partner, if you're here on this call tonight and you're not yet a senior partner, I'm going to challenge you to just go all in the next couple of months and decide that I'm going to get this core rank. I'm going to get the senior partner. I'm going to give it my all over the next 2 to 3 months and get senior partner done. If you are that person, I want you to write number 2 in the chat. All right, Adam, I'm up for it. I'm going to go and find 10, or I'm going to go and find my 10 to 15 customers between me and a couple of people over the next 2 or 3 months. If you are a senior partner or beyond and you're not yet qualified yet, right, or you've fallen out of qualification, or you've never been qualified before, then I'm going to challenge you to decide that over the next 60 to 90 days that you're going to get qualified again, or get qualified for the first time by the end of August. Make the decision and then tell the world, tell your upline, tell your sideline, and say, keep me accountable to it. I'm doing it. Watch me. I'm doing it. And those that doubt you, prove them wrong. And then the rest of you that are beyond that, then say, what am I going to do? What am I going to decide to do? And I want to tell you, if you are currently at senior partner, SC, maybe even QSSC, then I believe that you could rank advance. You could make one rank advance in the next 3.5 months. That's how long we've got till game plan. How many guys would love to access at least 1, if not 2 bonuses in their business in the next 3.5 months? I know some people are saying to me, Adam, but what about the expense of, I've just had conference and now I've got game plan. I'm like, mate, find the money inside your business and let your business pay for this game plan. It's an investment. You guys know it. Right now, in the first year or 2 of your business, or in that first run, as you get your business to QNMD and you get it to a $3,000-$4,000 a month income that becomes NMD, then the thing is, it's about reinvesting that money back into you, make a good investment back into you and make it happen. But number one thing I want you guys to do is, out of this, Lauren shared this a couple of times over the weekend. I loved it. Don't be a seminar soup junkie. Don't be addicted to the seminar soup. That you go to another event, another thing, looking for the magic thing, and the thing's inside you. You just go to these events to plug in, to charge up and go, come out of the gates and make the most of it. And those around you that doubted you, why you should go to conference, prove them wrong or prove yourself right also. Show those people around you that the time that you spent, yes, I had a good time, but it was a great investment because look what I've done coming out of it. So be inspired and make the most of it. And so, Loz, I'm going to hand it over to you. I might get you to come off mute. You are the ultimate action taker, Lauren Kerr. So, Loz, coming out of conference, what's your top tips? Get these guys organized, structured, so they can really make the most out of everything that they've learned.
Amazing. Can I also ask, if I'm not already, because it's not coming up, can you make me a co-host? Just want to share something in the chat for the team.
Yep.
Who pop a me in the chat if, not yet, Kevin's heard what I'm going to say, if you can feel your heart exploding, like after conference, you're like, you hear people talk about they've made the decision and you're like, you're not sure, is this what the decision feels like? Like it's scary. You can feel it like going, it's expanding, then it's contracting, it's nervous, it's anxiety, like it's all the things, it's excitement. And I just want to let you know, if you're sitting there and you're thinking like, is this what it feels like to make the decision? And you're thinking that you've got to wait until you're confident until you make the decision, or you're going to be successful once you're confident. I just want to let you know that this is what it feels like to make the decision. Like what I think I love most about the conference over the weekend is being around you guys and the excitement and remembering what it felt like in the first 2-3 years of building my business. And I think sometimes you look at us leaders and we think that we've got it all together and we've always been confident. But those first 2 or 3 years are inspired action, but it's like, oh my gosh, am I actually doing this? Oh my gosh, I'm doing it. And I want you to lean into that feeling, because if you're feeling like that now after conference, I just want to let you know, this is it. This is the feeling. You've got to take inspired action from here, and you've got to harness this energy, even if you're nervous, even if you're excited, even if you're unsure. So please just know this is what it feels like. You've made the decision, lean in. I want to share with you some tips I have for once I had made that decision 3 years ago, because I remember coming off a conference and being like, my heart, I can just feel my heart. I think it's good because it means you've got skin in the game. That means you saw something over the weekend that means something to you, something that is true to your vision and your home here. The beautiful thing about this business is that we have, I hope you felt it over the weekend. You've not only got in the right place with the right community and the right company, but you've got leaders who have gone before you who want nothing more than to turn around and pull you up there with them. Like, we want to see you win. So I just want to share with you some things you can do off the back of such an amazing week to help you get into some action. So it's not just that, what did you call it, Adam? Conference soup, what Lauren called it, PD soup. I want you to actually do something off it. So my tips, I'm going to write in the whiteboard because I like having a visual. Hopefully you guys like visuals as well. The first thing I want to help you harness is your time. Can you guys see this? It's probably a really bad color, but you can see time. Kimberly and her panel spoke about this so well at conference. You need to be able to not only manage your time, but manage your state and manage your energy. So what I encourage you to do, and this will be different for different people, maybe you're someone on a Sunday night, or even if you want to do a Monday night after training, plan out your week. Or maybe your days are changing with kids and jobs and different shift work, whatever it might be. Maybe you do it the Monday, like you do it nightly for the next day. Whatever strategy is going to work for you, but you can't expect this to pay you like a business if you're not treating it like a business. You guys, most of you have jobs and you show up loyal for your jobs, and you know exactly when you're going to work, you know exactly what to do in that time that you have. This doesn't need a lot of time. I think it's the biggest misconception. You think you need a lot of time to do this. You just need to have stolen moments throughout your day where you're focused intention. So when you're planning out your day, I just want you to think, okay, well, if I'm doing it, like for me, I do it on a Sunday night. I did it last night. Where are my 15 minutes? Or where's my 1 hour when Steve is asleep that I get in and do my DMO? Or what nights throughout the week am I jumping on the team calls? And not just time for your business, like we've spoken about, where are the times where you're going to harness your energy and your state? Because this is a marathon, like Adam just said. So you've got to, maybe it's 15 minutes in the morning. When are you doing your workouts to get your energy? How are you going to fill up your cups when you're showing up for your business? You're in the right state where you're excited and you're magnetic and you're coming from, you're attractive, rather than being like, I have to do this. You're coming from a place of, I get to do this. And that is from movement. That's from meditation. That's from music. That's from listening to like trainings. In the mornings, I go for a walk and I'd have some kind of training or personal development in my ears to build my belief. So first thing I want to encourage you to do is, what's your time going to look like? Don't be naive. I think this is just going to happen. Maybe it's, you're looking at your day, you're starting your day, like, where's my 15-minute chunks today? Or when am I actually going to do this? Time. The next thing I want to encourage you to do is track. Track. Now, what I mean by track your action, track your results. So the two things I would track, and answer this really well. A lot of people are getting consumed with thinking they're doing work by spending 15 to, I don't know, people in my team spend an hour a day making a reel. I love you, but if you've got limited amount of time, what I would be tracking is how many invites you're doing a day. Don't worry about you building this online or offline. You can be building this offline and be doing this with a conversation you have with someone at the school pickup line or at the school sports or at the netball game or wherever you are. I just would encourage you. The one thing that you need to track, like Ant said, don't go to bed until you've sent a link a day. And that's how I built my business around my full-time job. I didn't care about if I'd posted on social media that day, if I made a reel. I just was in my inbox and I was doing a follow-up of some sort. I was making sure I was talking to someone. I take the courage to ask the question. So track. If you're going to track anything, I encourage you to track your invites. Like make sure you're actually sending one link a day. And what I'd encourage you to track, if you're not at the point of sending one link a day, track the conversations that you're having. I really wanted to pop something in the chat, but it's not going to let me. So maybe we can share it in our group chats afterwards. But I use Adam's tracking sheet. Can you guys see my screen? The daily DMO. Yeah. You can hop on, like when you hop on, coming back to time just really quickly, also put in your calendar times we can get help. So no, talk to your mentor. Most of us national marketing directors have open offices. When can you get help? When can you put open offices in your weekly schedule? I know Adam does level up calls. You get access to Adam who goes through your numbers as well. So when you're putting in your time, when's team trainings and when can you help? When can you get help? Because leaders leverage off resources. You don't do this by yourself. Get in front of people who want to help you win. So when I'm talking to people and I'm saying track, I use this with my team because if you're coming to me and you're saying I'm not getting any results, I can have a hallucination of what's going on in your business. But if you track how many conversations you're having and how many of those convert into an invite and how many convert to maybe a link, I can help. And I know all the leaders are saying we want to help, but if you're not taking action, we can't help. So if you're not sending a link a day, you can use this checklist or DMO weekly checklist. Use that as a tool or whatever tool works for you to track what you're doing so we can actually help and see where the gaps are in your business. Otherwise, we're just guessing because we really want to see you win. So if you're serious about getting on that boat and you want to get into action straight away, start tracking your results or the action you take over the next week or two and send it to your upline mentor so we can have a look and get your numbers working for you in the first few weeks rather than you doing all this work and not getting any results. We want to see you winning. And if you're not winning straight away and you're doing all this work, I want to know what work you're actually doing because we want to see you win. So in saying that, I'll be getting you sending links. I'm going to give you 4 really quick strategies. You don't need a script or anything, so don't worry, but this will be recorded. The first thing I would do, so 4 strategies. Sorry, the first one I would do is I was thinking of you. How many of you over the weekend had someone on your heart that you wish you'd brought to conference? Someone was on the stage and it reminded you of them. You heard something about the product. You had a conversation with someone at a team party, heard a similar story. I would encourage you after team training tonight, like do it tonight if you haven't already, get out your phone, text, call, voice message, and just say, and like excitement, you don't need a script. Hey, Loz, I was thinking of you over the weekend. I was at a conference and I heard a woman who shared a similar story of A, B, and C. Like whether it was a woman who was working in child safety and she found a way that she could actually get out of a job that she hated and start doing something that lit her up. Her story reminded me so much of you. I wanted to reach out and just see how you were doing. You just got to tell them what made you think of them. Hey, Loz, I was thinking of you over the weekend. I was at a conference and I was talking to another mama whose kid had really bad eczema and she's been able to clear up her eczema using our products. Made me think of you and your little man. How are you guys going? You know what I mean? You heard, whether it's a product or business story, you heard, and I would be using this to reach out to people that you haven't had the guts to reach out to yet, or even follow up with people. If there's people that you've previously spoken to for the last year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years of being in this business and they haven't joined yet, this is where you can follow up with them. Hey, I was at a conference over the weekend and I was thinking of you. Tell them why you're thinking of them. How have you been? And it's just starting a conversation. And when they reply and you're checking in as a friend, you can just say, if I was to send you a link, would you be open to hearing her story? Or if I was to send you a link, would you be open to hearing the products that she'd been using that had helped her kid get the results? Or if I was to send you a link, would you be open to checking out or learning a little bit more about the business opportunity that allowed her to leave her job? But check in first, let them know why you're thinking of them, and then offer. If I was to send you, and that's an invite, guys. When we're talking about invites, that's the invite. You can do, if you can do that one of those a day, you're on track for that shitty job to go away. So that was my first strategy. I was thinking of you. The second strategy, I've been talking to a lot of my girls in my team over the last month who've been hitting senior partner and qualifying their business. And you know what they're all doing that's working? It's actually going through their whole Facebook friends list and their Instagram list and actually starting a conversation being like, hey, how are you? You've probably seen I've got an online business. I'm really excited about stepping into a new level this year. I was just curious, have you ever looked into what I do? Or have you ever seen are you open to checking out what I'm up to? Or are you open to income opportunities this year? It's not about being spammy, guys. They're your friends, they're your network. Just ask. I think a lot of you think that people are seeing your posts. If you've never reached out and spoken to them about it, they haven't. And it's not being annoying. You don't have to follow them up. You just check in, say, this is what I'm up to. I'm just curious, have you ever looked into it? Most of the girls I'm talking to find they have 1,000 people that they can talk to. And out of 1,000 people, they've been sending some links and they've been getting 10 or so clients, which has got them a senior partner or got them to a qualified business. So rather than you spending all this time to go find people to go talk to, I bet you so many of you have networks already that you're telling yourself you've spoken to, but you haven't. So if you're serious about getting on this boat and you want to get into some action straight away, that would be my next one, reaching out to your network straight away. The next thing I would do is social media. Call in the type of person that you're talking to. So people aren't just going to come find you. That's why it's all about reaching out to people, talking to your existing network, telling people you're thinking of them. But you can do attraction marketing. Some of us just think people know that we have this online business opportunity. If somebody told me, Loz, do you want to sell fruit and veggies in a capsule? I would have said no. But if somebody told me, hey, Loz, are you open to working with some world-class mentors, creating a second income, something that's fun, something that's meaningful, something that would be a travel fund? Would you be open to having a look? Yeah, I would. So what I mean by that is you all probably have a different avatar, someone that you want to speak to. Call that person in. And not just, hey, I'm looking for someone who wants to work online. Like, talk about your certain pain points. Why did you say yes to this business? What were you excited to look forward to? And constantly talk into them, call them in on social media. You don't have to just do one post. I'd probably do a post or a story twice a week calling that person in. So use social media. My fourth strategy to get you straight into action is connect with your team. Like, your business is all about helping others win, not just you. So make sure throughout this week you've connected with all your team that came to conference and you've asked them what their goals are. How are they feeling? Because not everyone's wants to run. That's totally okay. But if you can help your team get what you want, you'll get what you want. If you can help your team get what they want, you'll get what you want. So make sure that everyone is winning together. It's not just about you. So what I would do every year after conference, and my team are about to hear from me because I always do it my first week after conference, is I'm on calls. Like, what came up for you? What was your vision? How can I support you? Who are we talking to this week? Who can you get me in front of? Let's organize some 3-way calls. Pop me in a 3-way message. Do you need help? Do you want some strategies on how to reach out to that person? Like, if you want this to happen, it's about you reaching out and getting into action straight away. It's about you following up with people, letting them know why you're thinking of them, voice messaging them, letting them hear your genuine excitement, passion, authenticity. It's about showing up really bold on social media, proud of what you're up to and calling that person in. And it's also about helping your team win, connecting with them, rallying next to them, running with them. And like I said, all that is really, it's not easy, but it's easier to do when you're managing your time and your energy. You're popping that in your calendar. Stuff doesn't just happen, but I promise you it's easier to make happen when you've got the pockets in your day scheduled for when you're going to do it and tracking there. We don't want you to go ahead and do all this and in a month's time you're like, this isn't working. Okay, well, if you track the action that you've taken in a month's time, this isn't working, bring one of those tracking sheets to one of us national marketing directors, your upline NMD, because we want to spend our time with the workers. We want to move in with you. Like, you're not annoying us. If you're doing the work, we want to help you win, but we can't help you win if you're not taking the action, and we can't see what action you're actually taking, because then we're just having a hallucination. So I want to see you all on the boat. I'm not a competitive person, but I don't like missing out. So let's just all get there, but leave one spot for me, please. I'll flick it back to you, Adam.
Amazing, Loz. Always so practical and heartfelt. So appreciate you, buddy, making stuff happen. Are you guys excited about what's to come out of conference? Excited about game plan? Hope you guys go and secure your tickets, not only for yourself, but maybe a couple of people that you're going to bring along with you as well. Those seats are, I want to remind you guys that game plan seats are strictly limited. There is only a certain amount of people that we can have in the room, it's less than what was in the room at conference. Okay, so these tickets are sure to be snapped up pretty quickly. So grab them, work out who's coming with you, and then be on the super yacht for the Sunday. It's going to be amazing. There will be just those that are planning coming to the Gold Coast. If you want to make the most of it, there will be a extra training day, an exclusive training day on the Friday as well. So it might pay to either, if you are looking at securing flights, things like that, and you're super organized, you're one of those people, then I will say get on an early flight to arrive Friday morning at the latest would be my advice, or better yet, come Thursday afternoon or Thursday and enjoy. Well, you guys experienced it. How amazing is living in paradise? That's the Gold Coast. Sunny one day, perfect the next, or something like that. That's what they say. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to open up the breakouts. Thank you so much, all those that contributed, and we'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye for now.